welcome to our craft. Thank you for picking up our October craft for teens and adults. I'm going to show you a few of the stitches you'll need to know for this craft. The first is going to be our overstitch. If you want to follow along with the instructions we provided in the craft bag, you're more than welcome, or you can just listen to me try to explain it. So our overstitch is basically going to be the border of our coaster today. We're going to start in the lower left hand corner. You're going to want to thread your orange string since that's going to be our border. We're going to start from behind and go through this first hole, this first square. We're going to just pull until we have a little bit of a tail left. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make sure we secure this tail instead of having to knot it. So I'm going to hold it against the canvas. And what I'm going to do next is just go under, but I'm going to make sure to, go to cover this trailing end. So we're going to come back through. We're going to want to make sure this comes down. All right, so that was our first stitch. We're going to continue this just the whole way down. So again, we're going to go under, making sure that we cover our trailing end. And if you see here, you can see that our stitches are covering our trailing end. So I'll just do it one more time. We're going to just go to the little square next to us, right next to us, and pull through. All right, so it's a pretty simple looking stitch for the border. And again, we can see that we're covering this trailing end. But I do want to let you know, once you get to a corner, you're going to want to do a double stitch. So I'm going to just kind of skip a few stitches here. So for a corner, because you want to give a stitch for two sides. So we're going to go under, and then we're going to go under again. All right, sorry. Okay, so it just covers it a little bit more. So you're going to do that until you come completely around, and your border will look like this. Perfect. Hi, okay, so for our next stitch, we're going to work on the stitches that will be our background and our leaf pattern. In the instructions it says to begin working with your leaf design, and that is a preference if you'd like to, or you can start with the border and switch colors once you get to the squares designated with the orange yarn. So I'm going to just show you what stitch you're going to use the whole way through. We're going to start at the upper right corner, and we're going to just go through this furthermost empty square. We're going to go up, and again we're going to secure our tail like we did while over stitching. But here we're going to go through a square that has the two overstitched stitches, so our corner square. So we're basically making a half cross stitch. We're just going diagonally. So we'll pull that through. Okay, so again, when we continue our stitches, we're going to want to make sure we cover our stitch. So our next stitch will be going in through this square next to our first stitch. And we're going to want to make sure to kind of hold tight our trailing end. So So we're just going to pull that through. We're going to see that we have indeed covered that trailing end. And again, we're just going to go diagonal again. So this next stitch, we're going to go into the square that has one over stitch. Okay. So basically you're going to do this all the way across. It's a little easier when you don't have to worry about this trailing end. And if you don't catch it, that's fine. Again, it secures it a little better, but if it stresses you out trying to catch it, don't worry. You can always glue it down if you want. So we're just going to continue with the same, just see, and I don't think I got that there, so it's okay, it's not a problem. I'll just try to get it on the next one. All right. Don't worry too much about the back. If you're giving this away as a gift, you can always cover it with a piece of felt, make it a little bit more finished. But honestly, I kind of like the way it ends up looking. Shows all the stitches that you've done. So you're going to just make the same stitch all the way across until the end. And I'm again going to kind of move on along so I can show you how to get to the next level. The next row. Oh no, I have lost my string. Okay, so we're going to continue to the very end, and basically we're stitching to the very end. To go to the next row, you're going to start with the square angled directly before, not the stitch, but the second to the last stitch. So we'll come up through this corner, or this edge stitch, and go up. All right, so you see they have a nice little overlap.